My name is Bashàïr Ahmed. I work with Shabaka, a Diaspora organization focused on diaspora, migration, and humanitarianism research. Kind of like exciting to see the potential of what Loop can do because the accountability system in the sector, the humanitarian sector, is quite poor in the sense, how can you do accountability when you just check in on yourself, tick box exercise? So having this independent voice for communities, to go to, and to feel safe to do so was so important. And we were very keen to ensure that, the platform is used, or we can, recommending it to others, local responders, and other organizations who want to use it, because we really believed the ethos and how it operates was something that's important. In other sectors, you have independent and third-party verifications or accountability mechanisms, but that doesn't exist in this sector. So to me, this is problematic. Loop could be used for by diaspora humanitarian responders to do proof of concept, to ensure accountability. There is a strong high level of social accountability within diaspora and local responders generally, but Loop is actually also the evidence base to kind of say, this is the feedback we're getting from the communities from the work being done by diaspora responders, by mutual aid groups who are not necessarily registered, but are accountable as well. So it's just building that knowledge base as well to do that. But also for when you have like responders want to complain about NGOs, or like in the same context of Sudan, if they have issues with INGOs or UN or such, they have nowhere to go. So the reality is, by not allowing having this kind of platforms, independent platforms, to provide that safe space to document some of the failures within the bigger system, bigger organizations, it's not going to improve. And for diaspora, this is actually quite crucial. They're getting bigger in terms of organizing, the stepping up and stepping into arenas where INGOs and UN are unwilling or unable to enter into. Syria is an example, Sudan is an example, Myanmar is an example. So there are so many examples of this, and we're having more and more crises. So why are you not utilizing a simple but innovative platform that could ensure accountability by anyone who is seeking to respond? And thirdly, to improve not just future responses and planning ahead. So you could start reading like, this is happening and all of this. So it's that preparedness, response, and recovery periods across the board. I think it shows a lack of imaginations to a sector that wants to remain as it is, which is very much colonial structures. By truly having the accountability, independent accountability mechanisms, would encourage localization. All these processes have been talked about. Everyone knows, it's no secret, this is actually the way forward. This is the future we should be looking for. So by putting impediments towards this kind of really disruptive methodologies and processes such as Talk to Lead platform, it speaks volume that there is no desire to change, which is the same as localization or any others. It's a lot of talk, but no action. I think everyone can recall when it emerged, the case, what Oxfam had gone through when the Haiti cases kind of start coming up, and they lost so much of their funding. No one is perfect, and all we can do is to strive to do better. But by creating this kind of professional front, to just say, no, we have all of these documents and these policies, but we're all humans, mistakes are happening, but it's kind of like, how do you fix it? But just, hiding it, all you're going to do is create layers of problems, and it'll come to bite you. And communities will remember who have done that. They will just, it'll just create distrust. And this already kind of very visible in so many places. They don't trust organizations. And it goes against the whole principle of do no harm principles. So by ensuring that you have this kind of accountability in place, it would make a huge difference. And I'm hoping that Loop will come back stronger and to provide that. Those who have these issues, all companies, private sector, they have these complaints mechanisms. Why isn't there any complaints mechanisms that are managed independently within the sector? It really is just as simple as this. It's a multi-billion-dollar sector. And its ethos is very much on ethics and doing good. But if you're doing harm, that's even worse.